Dear students, now we can continue with the microscopic structure of the kidney. So till now we have discussed regarding macroscopic structure of the kidney. So regarding microscopic structure of the kidney may be regarded as a collection of millions of uriniferous tubules. So there are millions of uriniferous tubules are present in the kidney. Each of the uriniferous tubules consists of an excretory part called the nephrons and a collecting tubule. Each of these uriniferous tubules are composed of an excretory part which is known as nephrons and a collecting tubule. And there are 1 to 2 millions of the nephrons in each kidney. Okay. So the functional units of the kidney are the nephrons. So that's regarding the microscopic structure of the kidney. The next we can move on to the blood supply of the kidney. The kidneys are supplied by the renal arteries. So the blood supply of the kidney or arterial blood supply to the kidney is provided by the renal artery. Usually there is one renal artery for each kidney. So there are totally 2 renal arteries. Usually there will be one renal artery for each kidney. But in about 30% cases, accessory renal arteries may also found. So 30% of individuals are having an accessory renal artery also, and they commonly arise from the aorta and enter the kidney at the hilum at one of its poles, usually lower pole. So this renal arteries are usually started or begins from the aorta, and then they enters into the kidney through the hilum at any of the poles, usually on the through the lower pole. Okay. Then the renal arteries have a blood flow in excess of 1 liter per ml. This renal arteries having a high blood flow, that is excess of more than 1 liter per minute. Then venous drainage. Venous supply to the kidneys. The venous blood from the kidneys drained by the renal veins. Right and left renal veins are there, so that will drain venous supply to the kidney. Then the left renal vein passes in front of the aorta immediately below the origin of the inferior mesenteric artery. Okay. The lymphatic drainage of the kidney. The lymphatics from the kidney drains into para-aortic lymph nodes at the level of origin of the renal artery. Okay, so the lymphatic drainage of the kidneys, both kidney drain into para-aortic lymph nodes at the L2 level, that is at the origin of the renal arteries. The nerve supply to the kidney. Each kidney is supplied by the renal plexus of nerves which reach the kidney along the renal artery. The renal plexus consists of both sympathetic and parasympathetic fibers. So the nerve supply is by renal plexus of nerves that reaches the kidney along the renal artery, and the renal plexus contains both the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve fibers. The sympathetic fibers are derived from T10 to L1, that is thoracic 10th vertebrae to lumbar first spinal segments. Okay. And parasympathetic fibers derived from both vagus nerve. The nerve supply is by both sympathetic and parasympathetic fibers. Sympathetic fibers are by T10 to L1 vertebrae, while parasympathetic fibers are from the vagus nerves. Then next we can see the applied anatomy of the kidney. So there are several disease condition or defects for kidneys. So that can be explained in the applied anatomy. Some of them we can discuss here. Lobulated kidney. Lobulated kidney is the presence of fetal lobulation in the adult kidney. Okay. Then aberrant kidney. Aberrant kidney is the presence of one of the fetal arteries. Any one fetal arteries are present. It is common in 30% of individuals, especially an artery from aorta to the lower pole of the kidney, that is aberrant artery. Then congenital polycystic kidney means it is found in the luminal continuity between the nephrons and collecting tubules if it is failed to establish. Then there is one condition known as horseshoe kidney. Horseshoe kidney is nothing but it occurs due to the fusion of lower poles of the kidney. So it will be like the total structure will be like a horseshoe. Okay. Then the ureters passes anterior to the isthmus. Then renal pain. So there is one kind of pain in kidneys known as renal pain. It is felt in the groin region and often radiates downward and forward into the groin. And the nature of the pain varies from the dull ache to severe spasmodic pain. Then kidney transplantation. It is done in chronic renal failure in selected cases, and the donor kidney is placed retroperitoneally in the iliac fossa with a hilum parallel to the external iliac vessels. It is usually done in case of chronic renal failure, then in case of snake bite and all, we can transplant the kidney, and the donor is needed, and donor kidney is placed retroperitoneally in the iliac fossa with hilum parallel to the external iliac vessel. Then there are several congenital anomalies also, and that can be presented at the time of birth. Then unilateral or bilateral agenesis is there. It is mainly due to the failure of development of one or both kidneys. Okay. Then ectopic kidney. Ectopic kidney means if the kidneys are presented in an abnormal position than the normal position, means it is ectopic kidneys. Then there are several infections also associated with the kidneys, such as glomerulonephritis, tuberculosis and all. So that's all regarding the anatomy of the kidney. So thank you, students.